Hi folks, Mr. Ackerman here. Thanks for watching. The purpose of this video is to explain to you how we're going to run our test for Unit 3. The KU and COM section will be Friday, May 1st, and the Thinking and App section will be Monday, May 4th, and will follow a similar procedure to the Friday portion. If you have any questions after you've seen this video, then I want you to post those questions in Google Classroom under the class comments section so everyone can see them. Some people may have the same question as you, and they're going to want to see the answer. Okay, so let's get started. On Friday, May 1st at 8:50 a.m., you're going to see the test posted. I'm going to give you 1.5 hours, 90 minutes, to complete it. Now, that's not because it's harder or longer than it otherwise would be. It's going to be the same as the other KU-COM tests, but I'm giving you extra time because A, it's kind of been a difficult time for some people and you may need a bit more time to think, and B, because there might be technical difficulties you have to deal with, and I want to account for that. The 90 minutes includes absolutely everything, including ESL IEP accommodations. It ends at 90 minutes. So normally the time would have been 37.5 minutes for regular, 75 for ESL IEP. Well, guess what? This is longer than both. So there's no doubling of any time. It's not 3 hours, it's 1.5 hours, and that's it. Now, the deadline for submission is 11:59 p.m. on Friday. So if you start at 11:30 p.m., you're probably not going to finish on time. And I'm not marking anything that is handed in after 11:59 p.m. The deadline is the deadline. There's no reason why you can't make it if you plan accordingly. However, I understand that there might be some circumstances where you simply won't be available. Maybe you have a part-time job that you can't get out of. I don't know, maybe you're taking care of a family member because someone is a frontline worker and is away. I understand that. If that's the case, you got to let me know now. You can't let me know on the day of or 10 minutes before the deadline. Okay? Here's another thing about timing. Between 8:50 a.m. and 3:05 p.m., I will be keeping an eye on my phone like a hawk, which means if you have questions, I will be watching. You can message me by Gmail, GAP's Gmail, and I will answer. That should be a private message, not a message posted in Google Classroom under class comments. Email or private message, please. Now, let's talk about the actual test itself and how it's going to look. There's going to be 4 questions, and I'm going to ask you to do 3. I'm going to try to make them each worth 6 marks so that it looks like it's always looked, and there'll be 18 marks in total. Maybe it'll be a little bit different. I haven't decided, but it'll look very close to that. I also need you to submit a clear photo of your solutions if you're writing them on paper. If you're writing them on an electronic tablet, like the kind that I use in class when I'm teaching, then submit an image file like a JPEG or a PNG, whatever the case may be. To make things simpler for online testing, I'm going to break down each 6-mark KU question into a bunch of 1 and 2 mark multiple choice parts. So you're going to see like question 1, A, B, C, and so on. Even though it's multiple choice, you must still show your work or you'll receive no credit. So guessing is not going to get you anywhere here. You've got to show your work. It's kind of like the Sir Isaac Newton physics contest in that they don't, even though it's multiple choice, they don't give you credit unless they see your work. This is all going to be done in a Google form, which you're going to see in the assignment, and that's also where you're going to upload your handwritten solutions. The COM will be evaluated by me looking at your uploaded images, and it's going to be 5 marks as usual. If I can't read your work, then I can't give you any credit. And there's only 1 submission per student, so don't click submit until you're satisfied with your responses or you've reached the 90-minute time limit. Now, quick word about academic honesty. I trust you guys. I've seen you in class. I'm sure there's not going to be any problems here, but I need to say this anyway. Please stick to the time limit, 90 minutes. Fair is fair. Everyone's under the same time constraints. Submit by the deadline. Deadlines are there for a reason. If you go over, then thanks for coming out, but I'm not marking it. Unless you've secured some other concession from me for a valid reason, and in that case you have to send me a private message sooner rather than later. If you want to use the equation sheet, A paper or electronic copy is fine. I trust you don't have anything written on there that shouldn't be there. If you can't find the equation sheet, it's in the stream. Early on in the semester, you'll find it. If you need to use an English dictionary, you may. Paper is preferred. Electronic is fine as long as you don't use it to look anything up that you're not entitled to. Do not use any other resources like a textbook or website or something that you would not normally have access to during a test. And definitely, here's the big one, do not communicate or share solutions with anyone, either by voice or text or in any other way. This includes people who have not yet viewed the test, as well as people who have. It also includes other people in your home who may know physics. The only person you should be communicating with is me via private message, GAPS email, or a G-class posting that is not visible to the class, but rather is private. I trust you all, so please don't abuse that trust. There's a sample question attached at the end here. We're going to click on it in a minute and see what things are going to look like. Monday's portion will follow a similar format. So let's have a look. Sample KU test. You're going to click on this and it's going to open up something that looks like this. It's going to ask you, well, first it's going to give you information which I've already gone over. So that's nothing new. Then it's going to ask for your name, and you have to include this because it is mandatory. I'd like to know who everyone is. It's also going to ask you what time it is when you begin. Please honestly tell me. Let's say it's 11 a.m. Then you're going to go next. Now, here is question number 1. Remember, there's 4, so you can read this and decide if you want to answer it. If you don't want to answer it, scroll to the bottom, and there'll be a button for next. But I've only shown one question here because I'm just giving you an idea. But the next button will move you on to the next question. If you decide you want to try this question, then read it, write your answers out on paper like we discussed, keep it neat, think about communication, and answer each of the parts. 1A is worth 1 mark. Here are your choices. 1B is worth 1 mark. Here are your choices, and so on. There are 6 of these for 1 mark each, so it's 6 marks. Then it's going to say, if you are attempting this question, please attach an image of your full handwritten solution here. This is how I'm going to mark your communication, and remember, if you don't include this, I don't mark it. You'll get 0. When you get to the end and you've got 3 of them done, click Submit. If you do all 4, I'm going to mark the first 3 that I see. To make sure I only mark the 3 that you want me to see, just make sure there are only 3 completed with 3 uploaded solutions. And that's it. Click Submit and you're done. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys are going to come up with. If it's anything like the labs that you did for uniform circular motion, then I'm really excited and really happy with the way things are going in this class. Everyone's getting their work done and on time, and they're doing a great job. So keep it up. Stay safe, stay positive, and be well. I will see you in virtual space, Google Class, on Friday. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.